Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope everything is going well for you. It's been a few days. I was quite busy. I've been quite busy. Yesterday we went, some of my NGO team, and planted some trees. And one of the places we planted trees was at a children's center on the outskirts of the city being Ulaanbaatar. And we planted a lot of trees yesterday, and I took a lot of photos. Maybe I'll share them with you next time. But wow, the children were amazing. They really helped us, and they were in such good spirits, and they were so kind and wonderful and smart and amazing, and they were so happy for the trees and to help plant them and to imagine how the trees were going to grow and become one of the girls, she was telling the little boy, she was like, you are the same height as this tree, and the tree will grow and you will grow. And there was a sense that the tree was going to be a permanent feature of this landscape that someday was going to mean a lot to them, because they've been through a lot together, and the tree was a sign of their own creative initiative, and they put life energy into the tree, and the tree was going to give life energy to them. And they were indeed growing together. And oh my God, it was really amazing. And but I didn't get back till late, and I've been doing research, but into other things. Let's get back into getting through this work that's attributed to Saint-Germain. Haven't done any alchemical research. I've been studying French. I've been meditating. I've been making some interesting progress, which I'll go into next time, and I'd like to hear from other people. This is the 20th episode of our Comte de St exercise, or foray into the life of the investigation into, and the whole point was for this exercise to produce positive change, and I think I felt it. I just wanted to. Maybe some of it will be in what I tell you. Some of it might be in whatever energy you pick up from me. So this was the sunset tonight. And the photo doesn't do it justice, but you can see the monument on the hill, the sun setting. In a couple of months, I have to move, so I won't have this view forever. So I really realized that tonight. So I'm trying to extract the most amount of joy from it. And I'll have another view. It seems like my last apartment also had a remarkable view. I'll share that with you too. But I like to check in with the sunset every night. What made today? What is on? What's the mood, the feeling, the specific image that I'm presented with this evening that makes this evening this evening? It's not just another sunset. This is different. This was maybe 5 minutes earlier. and maybe with a different filter or something, but it's the same night. But my God. And this was last night. And we came back from, when I came back from the long day, I don't know, I just didn't feel like making a video. But I did take this photo, and you see this very distinctive, unforgettable moment in time. I love the view. I hate having to move, but nothing lasts forever, right? We can make things permanent in our minds and with the help of our own imaginations. So here we go. We're on section 9, Most Holy Trinosophia. I want to get through this as soon as possible. I want to get back into the history. The earth was dark as the water through which I had come. A hardly perceptible slope led me to the base of a building which I had seen from afar. On its long square front, several characters were engraved like those used by the priests of ancient Persia. The entire building was made of rough black basalt. The doors of cypress wood opened to let me pass. A warm, moist wind rose suddenly and pushed me rapidly to the middle of the chamber, at the same time closing the doors upon me. I was in darkness, but gradually my eyes grew accustomed to the meager light which reigned in this enclosure, and I was able to discern the surrounding objects. The vaulting, the walls, and the floor of the chamber were as black as ebony. 2 mural paintings arrested my attention. One represented a horse, such as our poets describe as having caused the downfall of Troy. From its gaping flanks, a human corpse protruded. The other image showed a man long dead. Vile insects bred by putrefaction swarmed over his face and devoured the substance which had given them birth. One of the arms of the dead man, stripped of its flesh, already showed Here we have, what did it already show? What is that? Already showed the bones. There we have it. There's the horse. It does kind of look like the Trojan horse there. The bones. A man dressed in red, standing by the corpse, endeavored to lift it. A star shone on his forehead. His legs were enclosed in black buskins. Above, between, and below the picture were 3 black panels bearing silver characters. I read them, and then occupied the time by making the rounds of the hall where I was to spend 9 days. In a dark corner I found a pile of black earth which was fat and saturated with animal particles. I was about to take some of it when a thundering voice, like the sound of a trumpet, forbade me to do so, saying, "This earth has lain in this hole only 87 days. When 13 more years, the earth has lain in this hole only 87 years. I'm impatient, I guess. When 13 more years have elapsed, thou and the elder children of God may use it." The voice fell silent, but its last ringing sounds continued to vibrate a long time in that temple of silence and death. After remaining in it the time prescribed, I departed by the door opposite to the one through which I had entered. I again saw the light, but it was not so strong around the black hole as to tire my eyes habituated to darkness. I saw with surprise that in order to reach the other buildings, I should have to cross a wider lake than the first one. For 18 days I walked in the water. I recalled that when crossing the first lake, its waters became darker and thicker as I advanced. The waters of this lake, on the contrary, became ever clearer the closer I approached the shore. My robe, which had in the palace become as black as the walls, seemed to me to be of a grayish hue. Gradually it resumed its colors. However, it did not become entirely blue, but was nearer to a beautiful green. After 18 days, I ascended the embankment by means of a white marble platform. The name of the hall is the first lake, the second. Is that it? That's it? I think that was a section on death. I may give some background in the next video. As you know, the Simona Rich channel, she does some very good work on Saint Germain and on this particular alchemical treatise, and I recommend that you visit her channel. I think she's very authentic. She's more of a spiritual. Her work is a lot more spiritual than mine. But from my own perspective, it's quite authentic and very helpful. The last few weeks for me have been a lot about death and losing people that I thought I'd have more time with, and death sort of emerging and sort of gobbling up the time that I thought I would have to communicate on this plane, in this realm, with people who are now gone. But anyway, I'll do some background work. We'll get into chapter 10. I hope, I'd like to hear from people. My goodness, there's only a couple of people who are even watching my videos, and that's really fine. That's really fine. because it's easy to get pulled into social media and get pulled into the values being especially a number of views and likes and things like this. But a lot is changing in the social media universe. And like I just was watching something on, oh, what's his name? Joe Rogan is going to Spotify. He's leaving YouTube, and he's got this amazing contract, and he doesn't want to be fettered by all of this censorship. Things are changing, diversifying, and there seems to be what strikes me at this time is that there seems to be we're almost on the verge of an awakening. Many people have access to and are delving into and are discussing things that have been until now hidden. There, people talk about an awakening that's happening. On the other hand, it seems to me that most people are going to sleep at an alarming rate. Even as I had said before, things that people used to, not that long ago. I mean, even back in the 80s, people were talking about CIA mind control experiments and MK Ultra, and it was almost, it was in the realm of serious investigative journalism, and people were getting closer, especially in the 70s. My God, people weren't going to be stopped in their efforts to dig and find truth and to share and express it. And now it seems that to me, I'm almost sometimes completely knocked over by the degree to which people are willing to allow corporate media to put them to sleep. And they go to sleep, they're happy to go to sleep, they're happy to comply, they're happy to go along with it. And the censorship is just fine with them, and they don't want to be disturbed by any troublemakers trying to stir up quote unquote conspiracy theories, and they just can't be bothered, and they're just good little Nazis. And this to me seems also, I go back and forth. Which is true? What's going on? Is it the first scenario with everybody waking up, or is it the second scenario where all the sheeple are being put to sleep? As never before in history, they're just welcoming it. Please, put me to sleep. Hide the truth from me. I'm a good citizen. Which is it? So I would say, though, that overall, I would say these are very interesting times. I would not want to live in any other times but these. And I am expecting the best, and I'm hoping for the best. And I really think what the sort of changes we're going to see over the next 3-4 years are going to blow everyone away. And there are tremendous changes underway. So, on that note, I will talk to you soon.